Hi guys, so I'm going to read Journey into Mystery number 89. So starring the mighty Thor, the most colorful superhero of all. See the heroic thunder god battle the forces of evil. The mighty Thor, the thunder god and the thug. What happens when aided by guns and goons, a mortal gangster dares to defy a thunder god? Our story opens with the mighty god of thunder streaking through the sky after the completion of his most recent adventure. It is time for me to return to my office, and once again to assume the role of Don Blake, Doctor of Medicine. Plot Stan Lee, script Larry Lieber, art Jack Kirby, inking Dick Ayers, lettering Ray Holloway. And the newspaper said that Thor flew away before the crowd could even thank him. What a guy. I'd sure like to see him in person someday instead of just reading about him. Look, it's him, it's Thor! He flew right past us. Uh-oh, the patients in my waiting room has spotted me. If they see me enter the office, they might suspect that Thor and Dr. Don Blake are one and the same person. So I'll have to divert their attention. Hey, where'd he go? Since nobody's in the mannequin shop at this hour, I'll just use some of their material and pay them for it later. There, it's finished. A somewhat crude imitation of me. But it'll be moving so fast that no one will be able to tell it isn't the real Thor. Lifting the dummy as though it were weightless, the mighty Thunder God hurls it through the window. Hey, it's Thor again! He's flying away! The dummy will come down over the open sea, where it won't injure anyone. And while the unsuspecting patients watch the mannequin through one window, Thor himself enters through another. Well, look at him go! He's as fast as a rocket! In the privacy of his office, the mighty figure to stride the earth reverts back to the form of the lame Dr. Donald Blake. Sorry to keep you waiting, Jane. You can send in the first patient now. Yes, doctor. But at this point, let us pause briefly and review the fantastic origin of Thor for the benefit of those readers who might have missed the earlier issues of Journey into Mystery. Many months ago, vacationing in Norway, Dr. Don Blake found an ancient cane in a hidden cave. It must have been hidden here for centuries. And when the lame physician accidentally pounded the cane against the ground, I'm becoming Thor, the legendary thunder god, and the cane is turning into a giant hammer. It was like an incredible myth come to life, and like in the myth, the mighty hammer could only be lifted by Thor, and when it was hurled, it would always return to its master. Nothing can withstand the enchanted hammer. Nothing! Pow! Aided by his powerful weapon, the god of thunder could even control the very elements themselves. By stamping the hammer twice, I've created a raging thunderstorm. And then, beneath the watchful eye of Odin, master of the Norse gods, and father of Thor, a vow was made. I carry within this hammer the greatest power ever known to mortal man, a power I shall never use, except in the cause of justice and against the forces of evil. Thus was born the mighty Thor. But what of Don Blake, the secret counterpart of Thor? He is a successful physician, although somewhat less successful in another area. I love Jane, but I daren't tell her. A girl so beautiful would never marry a weakling like me. But as the poet Robert Burns once said, oh, for the gifty gie us, to see ourselves as others see us. I could care so deeply for him so deeply, if only he would show me some affection toward me. But no, not him. He's too darn stuffy to ever be so romantic. And so, thinking Don Blake has no romantic interest in her, his lovely nurse fills her lonely hours with daydreams. Oh, that Thor! What a man! I bet he'd notice a gal who was right under his nose. And although he's big and strong, I love to look after him. He'd complain about my fussing, but I know that he'd secretly enjoy it. You needn't bother. Nonsense! Your hammer will look more impressive polished. I'd be ashamed if my boss were seen in public with a wrinkled cloak. I never gave it a thought before. You'll feel lots cooler during the summer with your hair shorter. I feel better already. But let us leave Jane Foster to her daydreams and return to the present once more. Hey, isn't that Thug Thatcher, the mob leader? Yeah, he tried to muscle in on the steel industry. They caught him selling substandard steel. Now he's heading for prison. But the octopus of crime has many tentacles. Here comes the car. Get ready. Don't worry, we'll have the boss free in no time. It's Thatcher's mob. I knew my boys wouldn't let me down. Bam. Meanwhile, in Don Blake's office, that's the last patient. You may go home now, Jane. That noise outside sounds like gunfire. Bang, bang, bang. Bing, bang. It is a gun battle, and the police seem to be outnumbered. If only Jane weren't here, I could change into Thor and go into action. But now it's impossible. We blew out the tires. They won't be able to follow us. Let's get back into the truck. My shoulder. Hurry, head for the hideout. The boss is being hit. Good thing we stayed out of the action. We gotta fetch him sawbones. Warren, look, a doctor right in this building. Moments later, the mobsters have escaped. It doesn't matter. The police will track them down. At any rate, there's nothing you and I can do about it. But Thor would have done plenty if you hadn't been here. Suddenly, you're coming with us, Doc. Tie up the dame, Vince. Stop! Let me go! Dr. Blake, help me! Get a load of her, Max. She expects help from the skinny sawbones. Some chance. Snap. One snap of the cane. That's all it would take. But then they'd learn of my dual identity. I can't do it yet. Leaving Jane locked in the office, the gangsters drive Don Blake out of the city. Where are you taking me? The Sunday school. Soon they reach the thug Thatcher's hideout. We saw you get hit, boss. We brought us sawbones. Good. I know I could count on you. Thug's in bad pain. You must fix him up, Doc. Please. Knock it off, Ruby. I don't need my girl begging for me. I'll treat you, not because of your threats, but because it is my duty as a physician. Okay, Big Mouth. Go to work. I'll hold that cane of yours, Doc. You'll need both hands to take the slug out. My cane. But no time to worry about it now. I must remove the bullet and cleanse the wound before gangrene sets in. Hurry, Doctor. Relax, baby. Relax, baby. Everything's gonna be fine. Finally, there, it's finished. Now all you have to worry about is the police. Well, if they catch me, it's gonna be without your help. Take care of the good doctor, boys. No, Thug, you can't harm him. Not after he saved your life. You're wrong, Ruby. I can't risk anyone squealing to the cops. Don't worry, boss. I'll make sure he won't talk. My cane. Without it, I'm helpless. But wait. Even though I haven't the body of Thor, I still have his brain, his thought processes. If I concentrate intensely, perhaps I can establish mental contact with Odin. Desperately, the doomed doctor focuses his thoughts and sends a plea upward beyond Earth, across the rainbow bridge to the citadel of the Norse gods, where it's received by the all-powerful ruler of the Norse gods, the noble Odin. My son, the Lord of Thunder, is in danger. He calls for help. I must respond at once. Using his supreme power, Odin creates fire and lightning. I have but to fuse these elements within my body to transform them into a force wave. Then the mighty Odin wills the force wave to Earth, where it strikes its human target, shocking him into dropping the cane, as though it were a hot red poker. Yo! Odin heard my plea. I'm safe. At last I've got my cane. All of a sudden, I felt a sudden shock. Hey, what's the doc doing? Striking the floor with all his might, The once puny doctor again undergoes the world's most awesome transformation. If I'm lucky, the flash will be too bright for them to see me change. What's happening? Look, it's Thor. Where'd the doc go? Gotta make up an excuse fast. Good thing I was passing by and saw this little scene. I tossed your intended victim to safety, and now I'll deal with you. As the mobsters draw their weapons, Thor thunders into action, as only he can. Wait a minute, he could have just did that earlier. Why didn't he just do that they would have saw him anyway. But look out! Help! Boss, stop him! Doug, it's useless. Nobody can defeat Thor. Yeah, we'll see about that. Get him, boys! Alright, strong man, we know you can dish it out. Now let's see how you take it. But the gunmen are not destined to find out, for before they can fire, the mighty Thor exhales with the power of a hurricane. Whoosh! Hey, stop, let me out of here. I can't see what's going on. I'll just tie you all in a nice cozy bundle and put you out there on the shelf. Man or legend, whatever that guy is, he's too much for us. You ain't kidding, let's head for the hills. If they think they can escape, then they haven't reckoned with the enchanted hammer of Thor. The trees are blocking the road, we can't go forward. We can't go back either. The doors are jammed, we can't get out of the car. We're trapped. But in all the excitement, 2 people have managed to escape. I shouldn't be helping you. I should have left you back there with the rest of the mob. But I couldn't. I love you too much. Yeah, and that's why you'll always stick by me, no matter what. Now be quiet. I gotta think. But Thor will catch up to you sooner or later, and then... Don't be too sure. I remember reading that Thor and that creep, Dr. Blake, always seemed to be in the same place at about the same time. I figure there's some kind of bond between them, so if I take the doc hostage, I may be able to keep his buddy off my back. Minutes later, the mobsters are in custody. Nothing more for me to do here. I'll go back to my office and free Jane. Then I'll track down Thug Thatcher. Finding one lone gangster shouldn't be too difficult for Thor. But when the Thunder God reaches his office... Too bad your puny boss ain't here. That means you'll have to be my hostage. No, let me go. Thug, look, it's Thor. All right, big man. Drop the hammer or I shoot. Go on, do what I say. I'm not fooling around. I can't help. I let him harm Jane. That's it. For what I read, most of your power comes from that blamed hammer. Without it, you may not be so tough to handle. He's sacrificing himself to save me. But why? He doesn't even know me. I think Thor saved her before, though. A few times. But when the hammer is out of my hands for 60 seconds, I become Don Blake again. I've got to act before then, while I'm still Thor. But what can I do? As the precious seconds tick rapidly away, an idea suddenly comes to Thor. Using his super-developed vocal cords, he throws his voice across the room. Drop the gun, Hat Thatcher, we have you covered. And as the startled mobster turns around, Who said that? His gun isn't trailed on Jane. This is the moment to act. Guided unerringly by Thor's kick, the hammer knocks the gun from Thatcher's hand and returns to its master. The power of the hammer is again mine. He's reaching for the gun again. The first thing I must do is to get Jane to a safe place. And the Thunder God spins his magic mallet so fast that it creates a mighty updraft. Oh! Blast it, they're moving too fast. I can't get a beat on them. Bang, bang, bang. Do not be afraid, Jane. I couldn't be, with you here. Holy Hannah, that's a woman floating in the air. And that cloaked figure flying up after her. It's Thor. There, you'll be safe now. Oh, Thor. I had to get you away from Thatcher, and this was the quickest way to do it. Is there nothing you can do, Thor? But Thor's rescue operation has given the enraged mobster a chance to flee once again. It's useless. Thor has seen us. He's coming after us again.
He won't get me. Not while I'm still packing a rod.
Thug, you can't escape. Come back. Give yourself up. Take your medicine. I'll wait for you. I swear it.
Shut up, Ruby. Get lost.
Please, do it for me. I love you.
You dumb dame. You're nothing but a millstone around my neck.
Look out, Ruby. Bang, bang, bang. Are you all right?
Yes, he missed.
The crazy fool might have hit the girl. Who is that man anyway? I recognize him from the newspapers. It's the Thug Thatcher. It's Thug Thatcher. Thatcher the mobster? Yeah, he was muscling in on the steel industry, selling substandard steel. He escaped from the cops on his way to prison. But now his crime career has come to an end. I vow it. Thor stamps the enchanted hammer on the ground 4 times, and then aims it upward. The mallet is shooting out lightning bolts. Oh, the mallet is shooting out lightning bolts. They're hitting the cables of the elevator, melting them. Editor's note, when Thor's hammer is pounded 4 times, it produces lightning. You won't find safety on the girders, Thatcher. I can melt them too. You'd better surrender while you can.
You can't scare me, Thor.
All right, then. We'll do it the hard way. He's hitting the girders with lightning. They're beginning to melt. But suddenly, the fugitive sees...
Rivets! They're red hot. That's my way out. I'm gonna win after all. Thor, near me. Hear me. This bucket is filled with hot rivets. Let me go free and keep me safe from the cops. I'll dump them on the ground.
He means it. Let's get out of here.
No, if he sees us run, he'll drop the rivets. We could never get away in time. I can't let him escape, but I can't allow these people to be harmed. What will I... Wait, that's it. That's the answer. All right, Thatcher. I promise not to try to capture you.
I've won. I'm free. What's happening to the girder? Oh, no, it's collapsing. I'm falling.
I vowed not to try to capture you, but I may attempt to save you. And thus does a career in violence come to its end.
Hold him. Don't let him fall. Don't let him fall. I still love him. I can't help myself.
Don't worry, lady. Thor's got him, but a crumb like that sure don't deserve anyone as loyal as you. Thor saved his life, but he'll be spending most of it behind bars. The reason I promised not to try to capture him was I saw the girder he stood on was a faulty one, and that the heat of my lightning had weakened it. Faulty steel, it's probably the very stuff Thatcher himself was forcing the companies to buy. So ironically, he caused his own capture. Then Thor lifts his gaze upward, silently asking Odin, the Lord of Asgard, for one more boon. And an instant later, an instant of what we mortals call time, the request is granted. The memory of Thug Thatcher is forever removed from my mind. She is free of a tragic love, free to find one who will be worthy of her. As for me, my work here is finished. I must return to my other life, and to the girl who holds my heart, although I never dare admit it. Next issue, Thor battles a foe whose powers seem to be greater than those of the Thunder God himself. Don't miss Thor as he faces the Carbon Copy Man. And the end. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.